All right guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a closer look at this ground mount solar system. It's about 10 years old. Let's get started. All right guys, so I'm outside on our ground mount solar system. Just wanted to review this and give you an update. It's been quite a few years since we did any type of work or update on this solar. And this is an Enphase system that we put in between 9 and 11 years ago. So when I said 10 years, that was the average age of the system. These are Solar World panels in the front, these first 10 panels. These were put in, I wouldn't say 9 years ago. I put these all in together. And then on the other side is the older array for here, which I put in, I put 5 panels in 11 years ago, and I want to say the year after, 10 years ago, I put in these panels, and then the following year I just completed the system. It's about 4.4 kilowatt on the AC side of things, and for the most part it's worked out pretty well. I had microinverter go out. It was this microinverter right here on this panel, and unfortunately I sort of got complacent with the system. I just stopped checking after a while for solar production, and that panel was out for over a year. So I went ahead with a buddy a couple weeks ago. We changed out the microinverter. It was under warranty, and Enphase sent a new M250 on the IQ7 platform. What I'm going to be working on this week, I have this week off from school, is I want to go ahead and replace these 5 panels here. And obviously you can see I got a shattered panel. Now this happened a couple years ago, and what happened was I was trimming around the array, and one of the rocks from underneath came up and shattered the solar panel. So I've gone ahead and bought 5 new panels, actually bought them used. They're LG panels, they're 270 watt panels. Picked those up for $57 each.
Holy moly!
Pretty amazing. I'm gonna go ahead this week and just replace these 5 panels. These are Suniva panels, and they're probably the worst solar panel I ever worked with.
Terrible.
Early on, I got a lot of snail trails, and I would say these panels are probably performing at 10 to 15% less energy than the other panels, especially when they show up on the microinverters for total energy produced. I'm really looking forward to getting rid of these panels and replacing them with a equivalent panel. My original panels here, some Solar Worlds I started off with, these are doing great, but my issue here is I call this the leaning solar of Pisa.
Say again?
Now these columns are obviously leaning forward. This was the first array I built, and it was definitely a learning process in putting this together, and I have to go deeper. And I think I'm gonna excavate these columns this year and redo this. I've been saying that every year, but I think this is the year to do it, to put some time and labor into this array, fix it all up and get this back to where it should be. Now it is a testament to the strength of this array. You can see how much it's leaning forward, but still holding together. Definitely want to address that this year. So a couple other minor things. I went ahead and clipped this with my bucket on the Massey last fall, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull the wire through and redo this conduit. Also want to point out, like here's an end cap for the solar rail. This is a Unirac system. This side doesn't have one, so I need to find those. Started looking around. I don't think they make them anymore. But if you guys know where I can find original end caps for the Unirac system, let me know. I'm also going to go ahead and upgrade and redo the ground wire for the array. Going to go ahead and put in 6 AWG copper bare stranded wire. That's what's required, and I want to make sure I'm up to code on this. So if I have the opportunity, I'm going to try to move this ground rod too underneath the solar array so that it's not exposed to the elements. Just get that under cover. The ground's so soft right now, I think I can just pull this whole rod out. I wouldn't be too surprised on that. Just want to mention too, if you're wondering why I use sonotubes and 4x6 pressure treated posts and this racking system from Unirac, 10 years ago, there was virtually no DIY solar components out there. You basically had to come up with your own system. Nowadays, we're looking at all sorts of available components to do your own solar, to go off-grid, whether that be batteries, solar panels, racking systems. You know, the knowledge to do it. It's a lot better now, 10 years later. All right, guys, so that's where we're at with the solar array. I'm going to go ahead, replace those 5 panels, and getting everything all set to go so that it will last for another 10 years. Here's the Enphase tool. I did a custom 3D print of this. Just found the file online, way cheaper than buying. I already have a 3D printer, so it's pretty easy to do. What's nice about this tool is it disconnects the branch. It also has these prongs here to disconnect each side of the MC4 connector. Easy doing it with this tool. You don't have to use this tool, but it would be, you would have to use like 2 flat screwdrivers, but it's super easy with the tool. Very nice. All right, I do like to cover the panel so that the current is not going through the DC side of things. So this is an Enphase M215 microinverter. I'm actually going to remove it from the system because I have an extra 250. The rest of the panels work off 250s. And there's no really reason to keep this one up. Okay, that's good. And I find that the ones that are on the inside, those tend to work a little bit better. Just gotta start them. All right, that's good. All right, working on the grounding system. Just taking these lugs off from the rail. I've already disconnected it from the solar panels. All right, time to take the old panels off. Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah, just grab them that end. Yeah, here, go in the middle. Perfect. All right. All right, just got this new microinverter installed. This is the M250 from Enphase. This matches up well with my other microinverters. Just want to mention that Enphase has now moved on to a new line of microinverters. It's the IQ series, but this will work really well with my system. Actually, I have a couple hybrid M250s that are on the IQ series platform. One's installed, and I'm leaving one as a backup. Oh, look at that. All right, guys, just a quick update. It was really helpful to have the backhoe to help remove the ground rod from the solar array area. Gonna go ahead and reinstall that. I cut off the last 6 inches of it just to make it straight, easy, and I'll put it back in the ground. Then we'll work on the rest of the grounding system. Clean up the rest of the array with the pressure washer. Went ahead and taped everything off there to make sure no water gets into electrical connections. And then we'll go ahead and reinstall the solar panels. Probably gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm thinking I might go ahead and paint the bottom of the array as I have easy access to the area right now. original plan here was to move this grounding connector, place it underneath the panel over in this part of the rail so it wouldn't be exposed to the elements. But I believe it has one of these weave connectors. I took it off, and this aluminum part here is bonded now into the rail. So if I take it off, I'm probably going to lose that connection. So I'll go ahead and order another set of these, install them at a later date. So I'll keep it on the outside for now, but eventually move it inside. All right, many hands make light work. Look at that. So got the crew out today. Thank you very much. The painting crew just left, and it's time to move on to the next step. I think I'm going to hold off on adding more stone to the base of this. Sort of want to take a more holistic approach to the project and do all the stone at once. I just want to take advantage of the nice weather and go ahead and get these panels re-racked and ready to go. Smooth. All right, get ready to put the first panel on. Alright, gone ahead and installed my my grounding clamp here. It's nice and tight. So I put one on each panel and run my ground wire through those. Alright, got the ground wire installed. Looking good. Alright, finishing out today. Just working on the combiner box on the AC side here. Bringing my new ground in and just gonna finish this up, button this up, and then call it a day. Got a beautiful sunset happening over here. Loving that. Plus, there's a full moon coming through the trees. I'm not sure you can see that. It's pretty cool. Looks like we'll just finish this up tomorrow. Still need to connect the MC4 connections here. Probably do some cable management using these Hellerman clips. You can clip all the wires and stuff. So do that tomorrow. Finish this up, and then I need to register the M250 and retire the M215, and we should be good to go. And hopefully we'll have a sunny day tomorrow, but I think it's going to be cloudy, but we'll get this going. Also, the panels are pretty dirty. You can see. Just need to go ahead and pressure wash this and make this all nice and tidy and clean, and then we'll make some power. So this is a nice little cross grade, upgrading the broken panel that was shattered, was making maybe a third of the power it was supposed to be making. new Enphase M250 microinverter, so an upgrade there. And then having the other 4 panels hopefully performing at full power. So just a little bit of an upgrade from the Suniva's. Technically, they're both 270 watt panels, both the Suniva's and these new LGs, or I should say these used LGs. All right, last thing to do here is just to turn on the system. Time to rock and roll. Now I'm seeing some red lights behind each microinverter, and that's not a bad thing because the system needs to reset itself. I just initiated a new scan on my Envoy, and it could take up to 8 hours for this to get back online. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the video now. Hopefully this has been helpful, this video, looking at a older Enphase system and seeing how it looks after 10 years, perhaps some of the maintenance you need to do, and when you have to replace a microinverter. It's good to know that Enphase is still around, and they're certainly upholding their warranties, and I think it's a good company. And for us at the time, it was a good way to get into net metering and do it DIY, especially with the microinverters. It was really easy to wire in. All right, guys, I'm jumping in on this video. I'm editing right now. I want to show you the results of the new panels a few days after I installed them. We had a really nice solar day in late April, and you can see the results here. Let me scroll to our solar noon, about 12:15. You can see the panels pretty much maxing out in that part of the day. It's a nice output, especially on these end panels, 256 watts on an M250, so definitely peaking out there. It's interesting to note that these 4 panels right here in the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 225s, this is the max for the M250 microinverter. And this last panel, I find it to be somewhat impressive because this panel is actually 5 watts less than the rest of these panels. So this is a 265 and these are all 270s. So it's making the same power at that point in the day as these other panels down here, which are all 280 or 85 watt panels on M250s. So again, very pleased with the results. Really love having those new panels installed, along with the microinverter we put on the top row, and changing out this panel a few weeks back. So everything's working really well, and I'm looking forward to many more years of good solar production. All right, guys, going to finish up now. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Come on back for more videos. Take care and have a great day.